You can tell that we're having trouble with the tractor. The hood's off, and I'm standing here with a critical piece of the fuel flow for the tractor. Now, YouTube says you're not supposed to deliver a lot of verbiage up front, but today I'm going to break all the algorithmic rules and just explain to you what we're doing here. And either you'll like it or you'll move on to another video. But I'm going to explain what we're doing. We were cutting with the tractor on, I believe, Tuesday, and it started bogging down under PTO acceleration. In other words, I put the PTO on, I started climbing the hill, hit the little pedal, it bogged down. This got progressively worse. We changed the fuel filter and we changed the air filter. I'll show you a little video of that grand adventure for me because I'm just really not a tractor mechanic, but it worked out fine. Over the course of the last day and a half, this tractor has continued to do that same bogging down. I would take the fuel filter off, reprime it, take the air filter out, adjust it. I did all sorts of things trying to make this thing run. That wasn't the problem at all. The problem is this little monster here. You can tell this is the fuel on-off. It's a valve. And it developed over time a hole in the top, the supply line down from the tank. And it was leaking. And that leak had gotten worse. And I guess it started causing a real problem. Well, this other fitting has a line that runs into the fuel pump. And it was collapsing. So it would start shrinking. So that obviously reduces the fuel flow. Those two things combined kept my tractor, I believe, from operating. Now, I've never done a lot of heavy maintenance on this tractor, and I don't know if I've really screwed the deal up here by cutting this thing off. We'll find out shortly. I don't even know whether there's a Massey Ferguson dealer or a mechanic, but we're going to just try to fix this thing ourselves. If I can replace this ball at the top, let me show you what that ball looks like. It fits into this piece here, and it has the line made into it, so you can't just splice that. If I can find this piece, I think I'm in good shape. I think I can splice this line further up the line into the tank without a lot of difficulty. But again, we're just in no man's land. We don't know what we've got. We don't know what we need, really. But we're going to try to make sure that we get everything we need and make this thing operate. It has been quite the challenge, but I'm very happy to have stuck with it and gotten at least to the root, I believe, of the problem. And I don't think we've gotten anything torn down to the point where we can't fix it. So now that it's Friday afternoon, I've been out here 5 hours, I'm hungry, I'm tired, and I'm just covered in diesel fuel and grease. I'm going to let you watch the rest of this week's activities, and I hope you enjoy it. I'm sorry to take so long with the explanation, but I think it's important. And if, again, the algorithm doesn't think it's important, it's a big internet. I am deathly afraid of snakes. And I just walked right past this one. A very big improvement. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Sid's Blue Sky Farm. We've already been out and picked 2 bags of vegetables this morning, and we are happy to have them. If you can't tell, I've already sweated through my shirt this morning. I spent the last 2.5 hours on the wrong end of a hoe, digging up weeds down in the big garden. There's a lot more to do in the second and third gardens. So we will catch up with you in a little bit. We got to get this thing rolling and go to work. It's now a beautiful Tuesday morning here at Blue Sky Farm. But yesterday, it wasn't quite so nice. Even though the yards are a complete mess, we are very thankful for not having any major damage. We had about 50-mile-an-hour winds and had a lot of neighbors with trees down and roads being damaged. But we dodged that bullet, and all it'll take is one day, maybe on Saturday, we'll get everything finished off. Today, we got to get the bush hog going and get all these pastures cut. So those fields aren't going to cut themselves. Let's get the tractor fired up and get that mower turning. Let's get to work this morning. Good morning, everyone. It's now Wednesday. Yesterday, I had talked about no longer hauling any limbs that had been blown down, but getting on the tractor and mowing because we were so far behind with the rain. Well, about 10 o'clock, I got started, and I made one small round. Tractor wouldn't run well. Bogged down when I put the throttle on. especially with the PTO turning. Called a few friends and they told me I need to check on the fuel filter and the air filter. You got to remember, this is about now 10:30. At 4 o'clock yesterday, I said, I'm done. I can't do any more of this. I did get the fuel filter put on, and I'll show you a quick picture of that little adventure. Adding the fuel filter wasn't a big deal, but then we noticed a leak here at the fuel shutoff valve, and I don't believe that can be a good thing, so we have to address that as well. My local Napa store did not have an air filter for this tractor, so I blew out the old one, tried to clean it up, and reinstall it. Didn't work at all. So then we did just a small experiment. We put the cover back on without an air filter and just test drove it for a few minutes around the yard. It ran really well. So now when we get the new air filter, I think we're going to be in really good shape. I am not a good mechanic. You can probably tell that already. All right, it's a two-piece filter. Don't want to use that one. The outer cover and the interior piece. Yeah, those are definitely not the same. I don't know if we're going to bush hog today or not, but we're going to go try to get some parts. See you in a bit. It's time to find out if the new filters, which are the right size, actually work and help the tractor to run better. Let's get it put together and move on. I think it's now time for the startup test. Sure sounds like its old self. But I'm going to do one quick test out in the field before we go get started. The air filter was exactly what we needed. It's running great, running like its old self. Now, finally, it's time to go to work. It looks like I might have spoken too soon about the tractor being back up to speed. After I ran it for about 20 minutes, it started doing the same, bogging down under power. So the air filter did a lot of good, but I think this says fuel. Somehow it's being restricted. I don't know if it's an injector or a fuel line. I'm just going to keep on tinkering because I've got a lot of bush hogging to do. Oh well, life on the farm. Just got to figure it out. I've broken off a piece of this butterfly bush, the one that's awfully healthy over there. I'm going to try to get it started. It's got just a few roots on it and have 2 butterfly bushes in this big bed. We have this bed thinned out and a little bit better spacing on all the plants. And we have an awful lot of plants we've got to go find homes for. Here's a before look. And there's the after look of this bed. And you can tell we put some of those other plants out here in the front yard around the crepe myrtle and down the tree line. We replanted both roses and we repeated the same process, putting in the rulia and replanting the roses on the other end. We have all the plants that we dug up transferred here to the bed down by the pond. It's good to have all this stuff done. And one more thing is this. Can't be too mad about the tractor when all you look at all day long is this really beautiful setting. Flowers everywhere, plants growing crazy, butterfly bushes, volcano bushes, vegetable garden is roaring. 2 bags of fresh vegetables every morning. And even the puny, difficult sweet corn field has survived 2 storms where all those stalks are blown almost down on the ground. And once again, everything has just stood right back up. We did get 1 pasture mowed, so that's something. The gate installer is here. They're putting in the posts that are going to hold up my new automatic gate. So we're making great progress here at Blue Sky Farm, even though the tractor's been a little stubborn. 2 metal posts have been set, and our gate will hang off these posts. It will open straight back toward the camera. Let's check the plumb of our posts. Boy, that one looks pretty good, doesn't it? Not exactly the same story on the other one. Looks like at least an inch off. I think everything will work out fine. The gate will close against that metal post, and it will hinge off this one. We'll have an automatic opener, and we'll be off and running here soon. I think all they need to do is let that concrete set a couple days, and they'll come out and hang the gate. And the fence project in the front yard will be over, at least for now. And I'm going to go ahead and actually close this video right here. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you at the next one. And maybe next time we talk, this will be back on the tractor and we'll be finishing the bush hogging. We really need to get after it. Take care, everybody. We'll see you soon.